I just finished reading a book called The Magic of Thinking Big by David Schwartz. And actually, it's the second time I read it. I liked it the first time around, and in fact, I thought it was a classic, but apparently it was written first in 2014. So I guess the first time I read it was soon after it came out. But it is a great book on marketing and on starting out your business or rethinking your business and your life in general. And so I wanted to briefly talk about it here. So The Magic of Thinking Big talks about if you're going to shoot for something, you might as well shoot high. And not only because, if you shoot for the stars, you'll land on the moon and all that good stuff, but because you'll find that many times it can be easier. You'll have less competition for that. And just for example, say you want to earn a living from freelance translation, and so you decide, well, I could earn, say, I don't know now, say $2,000 a month, and that would be fine. Well, a lot of other people are trying to earn $2,000 a month, and so you have a lot of competition, people doing the same thing. But say you want to earn $20,000 a month, or $40,000, or whatever, and then so suddenly you have to change the whole way you approach this and the whole way you think about it. And yeah, it'll take a lot of work, but you'll also find that you'll have a lot less competition doing what you do. And another thing is that if you shoot for this, you'll be a lot more motivated than you would be otherwise. For another example would be, say you're planning a vacation, and well, this depends on where you live at the moment, but say you live somewhere in the States, and you're saying, well, we have a beach that's close by, we're close to the Lake Michigan, say, or Lake Superior. Say you live in Wisconsin, and you could be, or close to Wisconsin. Sorry, I'm really just pulling this example out of nowhere. But there's a bay called Sturgeon Bay there, and they have a beach and everything, and you're saying, hey, we could go there, and that could make a vacation at the beach, and it wouldn't be, I wouldn't mind it. Now, say, on the other hand, someone got into your head, or your spouse's head or something like that, taking a vacation on a beach in Italy. Now, chances are, if you have the choice of a beach in Italy, you're going to fight a lot harder for that vacation to happen, say on the Amalfi Coast and going on the beach and visiting Sorrento and Capri and all that, rather than vacation in Sturgeon Bay, Wisconsin. So even if something comes up, like say a meeting or something that might take its place, if you have the vacation in Wisconsin, you're thinking, well, we could just do it another time or we'll see. But if you have this vacation in Italy, you're going to find a way to go there no matter what. And so you'll be a lot more motivated if your goal is bigger and better and higher. And that's the premise of this whole book, The Magic of Thinking Big. For example, and as I mentioned there, people will often say they only want decent pay. They're like, I want to find a decent pay, I want a decent job, I want something that, can cover my costs. But why would they do that? Because in a way you limit yourself. If that's what you're looking for, that's the maximum you're going to get, right? So why not shoot for something more than that? And anyway, there are a lot of interesting points in this book. Another cool exercise I thought towards the beginning, it says to envision two of your friends who you see as successful, and then to envision two other friends of yours or people who you would see as not successful. And then as you go through the books and learn the lessons there and all the points it mentions, to see how they apply or not to your successful friends versus your unsuccessful friends, or these two friends or acquaintances or people the successful ones and non-unsuccessful ones. And it's very interesting to see the difference here and how one group might act versus another. Another point that it makes is that you should be able to sell yourself. At all times, you're trying to sell yourself, whether you're trying to sell yourself to a prospective client, to a prospective employer, to someone to do business with you, or to take you seriously, or anything like that. But before you can sell yourself to anyone else, you have to sell yourself, to think more highly of yourself, to value yourself a lot more, rather than just seeing yourself as average or even below average for many aspects of your business. Another point it mentions is what is called in the book excusitis, which you hear a lot of. And this is people who basically have not attained all the success in the world, or maybe aren't happy with their station in life, and they'll say, well, it's because I had kids, or because the economy was down, or because I had to look after this person, or because I'm from that country, or because in my culture we don't do that. And he calls this phenomenon excusitis, basically people making excuses. Because the fact is, anytime you see someone who says, well, I couldn't do it because I had kids, you can point to a bunch of other people who had kids, more kids maybe, and were still able to do that. Or if they say, oh, the economy was down, plenty of people were able to have success in the same economy or worse ones. Or if I'm from this or that country or whatever it is, you can always find examples of people who actually were able to attain success no matter what. And so he talks about this, and rather than finding excuses, you should find a way to better yourself. And that goes hand in hand with valuing yourself more, and so you can achieve bigger and better things. There are other cool points in here that he mentions, such as one is eliminating fear, that you cannot anticipate all the problems before they arise, so you shouldn't even try to do that. But you should be ready for the problems as they do arise. And he goes into that and how to go about that. Then he talks about other points such as ways to influence people and various ways to do that, as well as step-by-step approach, coming up with 30-day goals, etc., etc. I won't get into all of them now. Just suffice it to say, this is a useful book. I found it useful in the past, and I've reread it again, and I find it useful once again. It's called The Magic of Thinking Big by David Schwartz. Once again, I'll have a link to it down in the description. I listen to the audio version, and what I do when I listen to these audio versions is I pause it every time there's a new lesson, and I write down the main points and then see how I can apply it to my business. And that's about it. If you find these book recommendations helpful at all, please do let me know. This is just the second one I've done so far. And also, if you have any recommendations for books you think are helpful, feel free to let me know, and I'm always happy to read new books and learn new things, especially if they have to do with business, to see how I can apply them and use them in order to make my business grow. So if you like this video, please click like and feel free to subscribe for more videos like this, freelance translation tips about freelancing in general, and book recommendations. Thanks. Bye.